Hey there, sports fans. Ribbo here. We're going to play some more Arena, and Craig's very happily joined me.
To add my little bit of luck to the
Yeah,
Serena run.
yeah, with an out-of-date baby picture. The scourge of Facebook, isn't it? The baby picture.
Babies or wedding photos, isn't it?
It's like
We-
whenever anyone. The thing is, you were actually really good for this. You won't realise this. Craig was probably the only person I know on Facebook who didn't post a million baby pictures.
Yeah, no. Once you had one, what's the point? It's baby. There you go. Shocked parents everywhere.
Yeah, it's like we know what it looks like now. But anyway, we're going to give Arena a bash here and see what we can do. Everything showing up okay for you there, Craig?
Looks lovely.
What do you think of these three picks then? I know your favourites.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a powerful one, there's a fun one, and there's just big guys. I mean, you can go with the run-of-the-mill mage. That's what 90% of people are playing at the moment. And it's probably the best because it's got the solutions to most of the problems. Druid is frustrating. I like Druid, but it's frustrating
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
lacks solutions. And I find Priest fun, but
It is.
it's the
It's a
best.
lot of fun. Yeah, and I find it's a very easy class to play once you're ahead. Like
Yeah,
beat up your guy, heal my guy, and that's all you do every turn.
yeah,
Um, but mage still needs a flame strike, right?
yeah, or at least two.
We appear to have a choice of 8/8s to choose from here.
Or more specifically, two unplayable ones and one half decent one.
Yeah, it's funny that they made the Clockwork Giant 12 mana, like
Yeah,
the Mountain Giant. Really, it's.
I can understand why they made it, but it's so narrow in its playability.
Mhm. What are we doing here?
If only there were an awful lot of mage pirates, eh?
It's one of those spots where you're like, do you just take a 2/3 for the sake of it being a 2/3 for two, or do you just take the Arcane Intellect and hopefully to draw something better?
Yeah, this is it.
I'm gonna take the Arcane Intellect.
I agree. Hey.
Hey, it's a fireball and a couple of guys. I mean, there's an argument for taking the Harvest Golem.
It is a very nice pick on that three spot, but Fireball just does the job in so many situations.
And this is an interesting one again. There's not many taunts I've noticed
No,
in
yeah.
Arena these days. Seems
I
to be.
mean, the Gnomish is nice. People kind of berated it early on, but found it was a nice body, but taunts bring you from behind. So again,
Yep.
it's a taunt.
We have rares!
Hey. Ah, okay.
One of them being Angry
Only
Chicken.
it had two health.
Very true. Flame Walker can be okay. I mean, you know me, I don't generally take many spells.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things again, isn't it? More and off, you're taking it for a 2/4 body, which is mediocre at three, and if you get a spell off, all the better. But I just find there are a lot of three drops that it can finish it off.
Hmm.
Whereas God Battle Mage, excellent body for 4 mana and its ability.
Yeah, and
There's
and you've got a chance. You've got a
yeah,
chance at doing something else here. So I'm assuming we're taking the ogre here, but
yeah, it's best value, isn't it?
is there ever a time you'd take the one
No,
extra mana,
this is it. I
one
mean,
extra
you're getting
power?
one attack for one extra mana, and so you dropping an ogre on turn 6 is deadly. Ooh, harsh.
I think it's
Yeah,
another mech,
it's the
really,
body,
to be
isn't it?
honest.
Works with our blast mage, so
Yay! Stuff going
uh,
on here. Now are you a raptor or a creeper fan?
see, by the numbers, you go creeper, but I hate the fact you drop it and you go, ugh, okay, if my opponent has a 2/3, yeah, sure, I can kill it next turn. But the likelihood is he's just going to ignore my guy and race me. Whereas your 3/2 says, I'm going to trade with pretty much most 2 drops and maybe the odd 3 drop immediately. And
Now
obviously,
I like the fact with the creeper, obviously, if he has a 3/2, that at least you can finish it off with your mage ability. I think with any other class,
yeah.
I'd take the raptor a lot of the
I mean, there are
time.
a lot of cheeky interactions, aren't there, between, Cult Master, Knife Juggler, lots of little tricks you can do with it. I think it works a lot well with, like you say, with a lot of
We're gonna
things.
give it a bash this
Yeah.
time. I mean, I'm not entirely convinced by it, but I think we go. We could
Cannon,
go
doesn't
with
it?
the spiteful here.
Yeah, nice body on it.
Just for a body, really. That's fairly easy. That one.
Yeah. Oh, you mean not the 2/2? Yeah. Ooh.
Two bad cards again. I
Yeah.
guess we're stuck with the Micro Machine. It's a 2/2 for 2.
Exactly.
Sometimes it becomes a 3/2 and a 4/2 if you get really lucky. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh well. Yeah.
I guess it's the big guy.
Hoping that our own board is empty.
Yeah,
Hey.
we like Ogre Brute.
I do. I like
he's
brutes.
cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a good body. We have a lot going on at 4 mana already. And we have like a little bit of card draw already with the Arcane Intellect. Like the Cult Master's amazing, but I think at the moment we have to take the Farseer. I don't know.
See, this again for me. I like the Cult Master not only because of what it does anyway, but because it tells your opponent. Your opponent goes, target must kill Cult Master. So in a lot of ways, it's also a fantastic way of protecting the card because you put the Cult Master down, and whatever removal it's got in hand will be thrown at your Cult Master.
Yeah.
So it's
This is one of those spots where I want enough cheap cards just to
Yeah.
survive at this point. Because I have a lot of 5 and 6 drops already in Sea Giants. I have the big guys, and I'm maybe gonna pick up a Flame Strike. Hopefully,
I think
I think
previously
I'm just looking
Farseer
at
used to be amazing
surviving.
because there were just 2/3s and 3/3s, but now you've got 3/4s edging in.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's lost a bit of value for me because you can put it down and your opponent
Well,
can
you
trade.
still ping 'em. Still ping 'em to finish
Yes.
them off. I think with any other class it might be a bit different, but Mage really struggles once people start beating it up. He doesn't
Yeah,
really
I
have
think
any
maybe
answers to
a
getting
ping
beaten
on
up.
turn 4 is quite bad, isn't it? Really, before you've got to be dropping a 4. Oh, here we go. Some nice.
That's a nice
I'm a bit-
easy
I
one
like-
with the Gilblin Stalker.
Yes.
I love this guy. He's very adept.
Now you're getting the cheap stuff.
Well, no secrets yet.
No, we're halfway through.
I don't think we take a chance on that because you need like 2 secrets because you could draw the secret before you
Exactly,
get the Mad
yeah.
Scientist anyway.
How many 2s got now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus quite a few 3s. Okay.
Almost a little bit tempted by the loot hoarder.
I'm tempted by that because we've already got a few generic 2 drops, at least thrown it out to get a card back. But
Well-
yeah.
I'll have a crossbolt.
Yeah. Hey.
Pretty good. Want them all? No, I only want the polymorph.
Take the cure all.
He's a lot of fun, isn't he, Matter Bomber? He can
Yeah.
get you back into games that have escaped you. But
It
we
is,
don't really have a choice. I don't want
No,
the other 2
no,
cards.
cool.
I think something with Taunt possibly here.
I think with how we're going, yeah. Yeah, well, it's not the arcane anyway. So
Not enough mechs to justify the Cogmaster.
no.
I guess we just, it's removal, I guess. Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's when you're lucky on a few trades, it's okay to throw it at the end.
It's better than the alternatives, I think, there.
Yeah,
I think another random 2-drop, yeah?
yeah. I don't think even you start to drop at least 1 creature for that to start going ahead.
Ooh!
Yeah,
Now, the Cleric off, fits the curve, but I think Frosty also...
yeah. I mean, they're both very much turn the game around cards, aren't they? They are. One goes, okay, let my guy trade, potentially stay alive, have a
think
body.
we
So
got
just-
enough early game there with the 2 Frostbolts and all this. I think we just need some fatties
That's
at
it.
this point.
And at the end of the day, there's a lot of mage around. Even if you trade off and you've got 1 power left, it's getting pinged off by a lot. Yeah.
Now, there's not many times I take Acolyte of Pain, but
So it does fit quite well to how we're going, yeah.
this is one of those spots.
Hey.
It's a fatty. It's a fatty indeed. It looks like another Acolyte of Pain to me.
I think so.
Yeah, we could go with the
you've got-
Priestess. The Priestess is almost playable.
Thing is, it gets knocked off by most 4 drops and some 3 drops at the end of the day.
Chili.
Yeah, we haven't got enough amazing cards to warrant duplicates, so. Ooh. Yay!
Like unplayable.
Yes. Moderately amusing card.
Yeah, but no flame strikes.
No. At
The
least
thing is,
hopefully.
what's really sad about not getting flame strikes is nobody plays around flame strike anymore.
A lot less now, yeah.
I've just had opponents like turn 7 just dumping everything out there because they're going, you don't have flame strike, and I'm like, yeah,
Not
I
even the
don't.
Blizzard. Blimey.
Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
Throw some cards away. Hopefully get some cards that cost 2 mana back. Don't get any cards back that cost 2 mana. It's like, we've only got 9 cards.
Dear Lord. Oh well.
Well, we've got a curve. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just don't have anything to curve into. Unsurprisingly, that's Swampoos.
Just needed a turn 3 mech.
Oh, that's nice. I'll take
Oh,
that.
is he going face? Oh,
He
lovely.
is, yeah.
Very
I'm
nice.
just going to go face right back to him.
Yeah.
Let's put that pressure on.
Has he now? Oh no, he's not realised that he's going to lose that kind of race now. Lovely. Might as well.
Yeah. I'm thinking
You've got
coin
him,
out
yeah.
the Frost
Yeah.
Elemental.
It's the lesser known Shadowbolt build.
Quite good, quite good. People love going face, don't they?
Yeah.
Your magic shall not save.
Thinking of all the classes to actually go face with.
Right. He's
Warlock's
finally
not-
on defensive.
Yeah. Your life's a little bit too low to be playing that game now.
I've got 10 damage on the board.
Fear the Patriarch.
Oh well, it was a good game.
Yes.
He did admirably. But don't race a mage.
Just say, when your life's a resource as the Warlock, don't throw it away needlessly. You've got
No.
card advantage, not life advantage.
He still had 6 cards in his hand, so you know he was basically drawing a card and not doing anything with it. So it's as if he didn't draw that card because he never got to use it.
And he's got the Shadowbolt, so, you know, he potentially can drop your 4 drops and put a little guy on the board if he obviously, you know, drafted a load of little guys and try and race you that way. But one guy down past turn is not going to do it.
No, it was a lot easier than it should have been there, I think.
Thank you very much for the nice warm start.
Yeah, I'll take the free win. Oh. Appear to be waiting for an opponent here. I think we might have disconnected because
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
see that shimmering away there? Not finding me some. We're going to come back with a loss here, so I just know it. I just know we're going to come back with a loss here. Oh, it's time to fire it up again. Hopefully it wouldn't have connected me. Fingers crossed. Drum roll please, let's see whether we've got a loss. Or whether it's... oh yeah, there you go. It's reconnecting me, but I will have not be able to change my cards when this happens.
Or it's not reconnecting.
Or EU's gone down, which is pretty standard, right?
Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Yep. Oh, I do get to change
No,
my card.
lovely, that's quite good.
Okay. I was about to say, don't give me that giant. Oh, I'm always suspicious when this happens. I'm like, have I disconnected again?
Or has it up in a server burp and everyone's in the same boat?
Yeah, so maybe it just went down like briefly, and he hasn't realised.
Yeah.
So maybe in like a minute we get a free win. Fingers crossed. I'll take the wins anyway. I'm not fussy.
So at the moment where the field's a bit tricky, the norm was like, come on, anything to get past 7.
Yeah, but then what'll happen is that we've disconnected, and then he'll get the win, right?
Yeah.
I reckon EU's gone down. This makes for a great video, this one. Oh, movement.
Yay.
He's back, and he's binned
Oh,
all of his
it's just all.
cards. Oh, weight.
Job done.
We have some weight in our hand here.
At least we got a taunt on turn 4.
We have some fat. Come on. There we go. Coin. No, that's not a coin, it's a second card.
Yeah.
Has he got a
Hopefully
1-drop? Has he really
Yeah.
got a 1-drop? Has he got a Worgen Infiltrator? Pretty sad.
Different. Hey, something to play at least, not the best, but well, I guess it's slap egg ping little guy unless
Yeah, we could slightly.
Oh look, sneaky.
Pretty sick. Okay, that's the third now. How lucky!
Job done.
Well placed Frostbolt.
Yes. Okay, so anything cheeky goes on. Oh,
Shield Master. No? Oh yeah, of course he gets the
Yes.
full quota out of that, right? I think we just stick a random chump in the way and hope that he just hits it. And I get to finish it off with a Frostbolt, right?
At least he's got a bit of overload.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess hopefully we can frostbolt that and stick the over down and hope he hasn't got a 3-drop. I guess he'll just be totem. Yeah.
I think we're...
Yeah.
Especially since this ogre might just sneakily attack that
randomly hitting
totem.
it.
Just nips in, goes, whoop, evade your taunt. Sneaky little ogre.
Now, has he got any elementals in hand?
It's basically a 25% chance at the moment of taking that flame tongue totem. Oh, that's bad. Don't want to be hitting that by accident, right?
That'd be no fun.
Do we want to give it a shot at
Well, what have we got?
Wind Fury or Divine Shield? Either of those would be fine.
I don't think either. I guess it fits into what we're doing. Thought on spiders would be nice.
Oh.
Me smash you. Me smash you.
No!
Come on!
It's you know, got this haunted creeper with taunt.
And it's taken it out of stealth.
Yeah.
I do realise happened.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. It takes damage, it comes out of stealth, just like in real life, right?
True.
In real life.
But in real WoW, yeah.
And he's like, my tiger!
I'm seeing bollocks.
He's going to have to make a totem and hope it's a heal or...
Yeah, but heal, I guess, and not attack.
What to do?
But I don't think even then.
I think he just has to go, bugger it. My 7-1 trades with his 1-2. Wow, look at him. But you congrats, you've got 7 damage in. You know, now it just gets pinged and...
Yeah.
There is little time.
Obviously, with it. Fire! He has overload again. There's so much he wants to do and he just doesn't have the mana.
That's it. Sat there with the big guys going,
What to do?
We're going to try and beat up my little guys and then hopefully make a taunt.
oof, 2 taunts.
We have ogres.
What you looking at?
This is where he goes, Bloodlust, Wind Fury, kill you.
Yeah.
To Northrend!
Pretty good.
Yes, lots of answers.
Interesting.
I guess he's figuring you win one turn of that. Okay.
Me smash.
And he kills me with his sheep.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. Let's see if he can count to 9. He's thinking about it. He's like, I'm not sure. Think he can count to 9? Is it possible? I mean, sometimes they make misplays here. You know, sometimes they're like, oh, trade off some more.
I mean, sometimes I think maybe if you've got a quest something you want to play a guard, that's fine. But when you got it fairly abundantly, he must know because he went face last turn rather than training out. So
there we go. He's finally realised. We'll give him a chance. Give him a chance to trade off. But yeah, we just had a bit of unluck with the old ogre. I think it all came down if that ogre got rid of the flame tongue totem.
Yeah.
I think we go on
To be
to
fair,
one.
you look at what he had there in his hand. There wasn't a bad card, you know. In that hammer, wolves, you think it's all solid cards, and we're going like generic drop, generic drop.
I think there's a lot more
versus
randomness
Anduin.
in Arena than
The
there
light
used to
shall
be.
bring victory.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
You know, like, it comes a lot more down to now what you draw.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more of a case of you can drop a big guy and there's a good chance your opponent can't deal with it and it just goes hit in face, you're dead. Because there's an awful lot of cards with that RNG that you can be killed within quite easily one turn and you sat there on half life thinking, yeah, I'm fine, and you're dead. You're like, where did that come from? And, you expected that in constructed, but it happens in arena quite regularly now as well. I mean, that the 3-2 mech that we had is a great example of, your opponent gets a couple of guys with Fury on. It's like, okay, then, game over.
I wonder.
He needs a guy this turn, or else this thing's going to get huge. Even if he gets a guy, obviously, because I've got a Frostbolt.
It's time for a little blood.
And the thing is now, it trades with anything even bigger, and he can't Shadow Word Pain it, he can Shadow Word Death it. Not many 2-drops that get Shadow Word Death, are there? Let's be honest.
No. Oh no!
You see that? He's holding onto a card there, he's like, I'ma get you with this Shadow Word Death. He's like, enough of that. Bang.
May my ancestors watch over you.
Wow. He wants it to survive. He's going to give it +2. Is he going to take a chance?
You've got to, anyway, just to draw the card, haven't you, I guess? There's been nothing else.
See whether we draw a solution. Not a solution. Walk into his Holy Nova.
Oh, this will get a card back. Ooh. I can't think of anything that possibly other than the shield. None of them are really going to help us, are they?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, just a 1 bubble on either of these raptors, I guess, would be nice, right?
I guess the question is what else are we going to do, really, which is nothing. Yay! Hey!
That seems like the worst thing to do to an Acolyte of Pain, is put a protective bubble on it.
I'm sure we'll get some value out of it mysteriously later.
You've had enough pain dealt you. Time to rest now. Good old Argent Commander.
We've got a mech!
I still think an Argent Commander's like
I think it's better play, yeah.
To Northrend! Victory!
So he kind of, got the early game simply because he did nothing at all, and have managed to keep hold of it. And even when we run out of gas, we can still fill it back up.
That's it.
Still get wrecked by a Holy Nova, but he doesn't have one of those, or else he would have windmill slammed it onto the table by now.
Yeah.
He'd been like, yeah, Holy Nova, get out of town.
And the Acolyte paid him again. Haha, I'll hold the line.
The damned stand ready.
He's a bit desperate here. But yeah, we're just trading off here.
Seems like a good time for the good old Blast Mage. Hey, well done. Oh, and Acolyte Pain said, it's my moment! No, deprived.
This Acolyte Pain's going all the way, isn't it?
Yeah. said I could have taken him.
Your job's to die, damn it. He's like, never! Well, it's 8 mana, is the army of fatties at this point. But, keeping his head above water there.
Well, that's quite expensive. Thinking, just let me hold out to 10 mana, just let me hold out to mind control.
Bring the pain.
Big fat ogre.
Join or die, or both.
Pandaria.
Army of bad cards. To the rescue.
Oh.
Oh, Rocky! It's another ogre.
Oh, and you can't mind control and heal up.
Put the second ogre down so mind control does nothing. It's like still hitting you with the fireball and another 6 from this and the 1 from this. It's like Acolyte's Pain with the killing blow. But I want to mind control something. No, you're just lost if you do that.
Yes, that's it. Game over.
Yeah, he is as well, isn't he?
Oh,
Acolyte's Pain
I'll be
gets the
fine,
killing
I'll be
blow.
fine. Mike, beating your guy.
Go, Acolyte's
Hey.
Pain!
I was there at the beginning. Up until the end.
Yeah, you can basically get away with 1 mind control in Arena.
Yeah.
It is, like, when it was 8 mana, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
How they thought 8 mana was
yeah.
good for that card.
So I'm just like, you play Ragnaros, I'll take that, thank you very much. And then like, no, you must have 2 turns of Ragnaros before it's fair. But yeah, everyone did just pick Priest just purely for that.
Yeah, I mean, I was drafting
will
like 3
fight
or 4
with
mind
honor.
controls. If I
You
could.
asked for it.
I'm tempted to keep that Sea Giant.
Who are we playing? Paladin, yeah, Paladin.
You
Seems
know.
like Fettus.
And like, you know, Stalker comes down. Like, turn 1 Stalker, Raptor turn 2, Ogre Brute turn 3, and then
Yeah, seems
maybe
good.
even a turn
Because if he
4
does,
Sea Giant at that rate.
because the usual hassle with Paladin, isn't it, is that it's their early 2-drop into Bubble Guy, whereas if you've got the 2-drop guy already on the board, you've got that choice of taking out their initial drop and preventing that horrible kind of unending tide of little guys.
Well met.
Whereas now we just go, well, never mind.
Hello.
Or the rather good shield mech.
Still trading off.
Yeah.
No protectors for you.
That's it.
Oh.
You got muster. Oh.
The light compels you.
Clobbering time.
Clobbering time. He's looking at it, going,
I can fix anything.
oh,
Oh,
Corky! He's going for it.
Me smash.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
As run into his consecration.
Actually, you know, yeah, it's touching 50-50 on the old shield guard.
It's like, meh. You know, if he's got it, he's got it.
Yes, this is the thing, isn't it, nowadays? Very good chance of them not having it anymore. Oh, dear.
And of course he does. You basically win the game there if he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
As the Sea Giant comes down.
Okay.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
My eyes are open.
Well,
I guess he's
no.
got a second consecration, right?
Would be rather unfair.
Well, you know, it's the
Yeah.
equivalent of Flame Strike, and we didn't get any Flame Strikes.
Your magic shall not save you. Not on my watch.
Right on cue.
Oof.
Could be rude, that one.
Yeah. Not doing good, but hey, never mind.
Of course.
Do you have kings? In which case we're going, okay, you appear to have all the tool set. And you've drawn it in your first, 10, 11 cards.
Be nice if I got a bubble.
Yeah. Wind Fury wouldn't be hard, but either.
True.
Wonder.
Just depends how many taunts he's going to throw in my way first.
Yeah.
I think they're all good. Like an 8/8 with taunt, that seems fine
Yeah.
as well.
Truth is my shield.
Seems okay. I was just going to say, I'd love a cheap guy about now, but unfortunately we don't get to play it.
Does RNG offer us today?
It's Wind Fury!
Some free damage at least.
Oh, tempted to take this out, you know.
Just to prevent any cheeky enchanting, yeah, probably. I guess we can start drawing 2 cards and maybe after I hope to.
As much as I want to go to his face,
Shields up. Red alert.
it's just non-stop from him, isn't it?
Tazingo! Yes!
Oh. Yet to make a dude. We haven't seen any dudes yet.
There we
First
go.
dude. Reasonable.
I feel like I'm for a while longer.
More big guys. Small guys, go away.
I wonder.
And that's obviously, you haven't got anything big in your hand because you've gone, ugh, there you go. Which of my little guys do I throw to the slaughter?
He's probably got like 3 ridiculous cards, and he's just deciding which of the ways he's going to kill me. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll lay on hands this turn.
Yeah, Tyrion's just not big enough to kill the ogre.
I'll put it on your hand.
I must move quickly.
You call
Reporting for duty.
Interesting.
Wow.
Let the pain speak
Go,
to me.
acolytes.
Pain speak to me.
He's looking at them going, 2? Feel free to make 1-1s.
Yes. It's going.
He might just attack an acolyte here because he's still
Yeah, I
on
would
like
have thought,
30 odd plus life.
He's got the mech in hand, so he knows he's on like 32 life. He can afford to take the hits for a couple of turns. Oh. Okay. Oh, you're right. Some very good cards in hand.
Well, we can deal with one of them.
Yeah.
Not really what we were looking for.
Bring the pain.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
let's keep killing
We can
things.
take out this guy.
Well, I guess we get another card off the acolyte, don't we?
Yeah, well, let's work this out. 4 damage. 6 and 1. Next turn, yeah, we'll take that out with that. 4.
I wonder.
I guess we see what the other card brings, don't we?
Yay!
Hey!
Happy days. Happy days indeed. It's got like a slight chance.
Time runs out on me.
3, 4, 5, 6. It's like, puts me to 2. Fancy it?
No, stupid!
Reporting for duty.
Things are looking grim. Not sure there's a card in my deck to save me here. Oh, where were you last turn? Like, how rude. Ah well, let's give him the pleasure of beating me up. It's quite a close game in the end, really, all things considered. I think it all came down to like what order I drew my cards.
Yeah.
And I needed a polymorph a few turns sooner than I turned up.
It's that board wipe thing again, isn't it? That kind of made it. Just have Blizzard the Flame Strike.
He had the Consecrate, I didn't have the Flame Strike.
Yeah. But that and then the 6/6 Dragonoid as well, I'm quite a big fan of as well. It's like just a nice big body, and then late game is like too big to have.
I did a previous video and I said, you know, yeah, he's obviously a good guy.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. My magic will
throw
tear
all these
you
away.
apart.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. Oh dear, third loss.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty.
It's definitely interesting, like learning how to play Arena again.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a lot more closer. It just
Hello.
seems to be a lot less forgiving, or there's clearly a lot less room for bad plays. It seems almost it's like, okay, guy on its own, quite hard.
Must be nice.
Yes. That's the way it's going to go today, is it?
Like, teach me how to do this. It's like 3 to my face. Like 1 in 8 chance. And that's like the difference between winning and losing a lot of the time.
You can't lose now. You can't lose to bad skills.
this guy's interested in going face and nothing but face.
Yeah.
Mind if I roll knee?
Arcane explosion. Yeah. No.
Tazdingo! Yeah.
Give me that!
The Sad State of Affairs on a 3-5 is so much better than a 5-4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to play with fire?
I haven't really done anything. I don't feel like what
No.
at all there.
It looked good until you realised your guy was going to get pinged.
I have an expensive hand, that's all I'm going to say here. My
At least now it's
God.
going to be guy until he runs out of cards.
I hope so. I really hope that's going to be the case. Well, I mean, I could, like, just go, well, let's just do 4 to this and finish it off with a ping.
Yeah. I think it's the. Otherwise, he's putting guy down, and then he's hitting you, and then hitting your guy again, isn't he? So I think
I think I'm just making big guys.
Actually,
Because he can hit that, and I just
And you
frostball
frostball, yeah. Oh, hello. So your skill level. Well, that's obviously a good pick.
To Northrend! Victory or death!
Seemed alright.
Yeah.
More cards!
Not the best time. Oh, he's clearly hunting for sleep.
Oh, third arcane intellect. What is he looking for?
He's obviously dropping a load of more of those giants, isn't he? Getting ha.
Crazy stuff. He must have a flame strike in there, right?
You would have thought so.
For a little while, I pack a big punch!
It's a mech.
As long as we're on ping, we're good to go.
Death!
Well, that's the problem sometimes with drawing lots of cards. You don't actually get to play anything.
Well, let's see. It's fine. Turn 10 plus.
8
You
cards in
go,
my
okay.
hand.
Draw cards. Before then, probably not the best.
He could have run his 2-1 into my 2-2 first, and then saved him 2 mana, and then he could have fire blasted. Yeah, so he should have at the very least run his little guy into that first, and that would have given him an extra mana for the
Yeah. That's a ping after, yeah.
for the dragon's breath. 8, 11. Oh, look at that. That goes to the face. You don't see that often.
Yeah. Thank you very much for playing. You
Dragon's
see,
breath.
bad player, and even then you're thinking, it's still kind of, put for arcade intellecting at a bad moment. Although clearly he probably had equally bad cards in his hand. But it was still fairly ropey in the middle there.
It was. It was that time where he had his big giant out and now the sort of sizable chap. I was like, let's try and get out of this. You notice how, like, if he has a silence for his own giant to sort of take the freeze off, that game completely changes, but there's just no silences anymore in the game.
But it's like that early part, isn't it? It's like images,
versus
missiles. You're like, okay then, thank you very much.
For it. My
And then it's going to go
magic
horribly
will
wrong,
tear
really
you
horribly wrong.
apart.
But this will be lost even with a bad opening hand.
Go away.
I know. We did draft some cheat cards somewhere, didn't we? They are in there somewhere. Yeah, not the worst. Curve-ish. We just need a mech with stealth. Not that I'm being greedy.
Oh. He's having to think about it. Sure, why not? I have another card with 4 mana. Ew. What is going on here? Why is everything costing 4 mana?
Dice.
I guess we're
Yeah.
hoping that this turn from him is really bad. So I get to coin the nullifier out and then play the blast mage the turn after.
And he gets quite good from there onwards, and we've got some nice effective solutions to any of his big guys. We can dump our medium guys on the board.
It's all...
Powering up. Portals online.
Well, mech's actually looking quite good now.
Ooh. Ooh. A frostbolt. Yeah, I think we need to do this frostbolt.
I think at best you think is that all you need is kill a mech. And, I think I'd have gone with the guy.
Just about trying to survive. Yes! Come on! That's my trick. It's like, that's my trick, my trick. It's like, oh, he's picking the wrong one there.
Yeah.
But he had 2 mechs, so it was kind of...
Yeah, he's going to go on that.
attend me.
Yeah, this is just one of those games where he goes, yeah, I've got the tempo. Nothing you can do.
It's clobbering time.
Oh, don't worry, it's only 2 turns from our flame strike.
Well, no, this was the problem. 4,
Yeah.
4, 4, 4, and 4. That was entirely the problem.
Yeah, this is another case of I'm going first, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's not just that he was going first, it's that my hand was truly awful.
Oh.
Still dead.
Yeah.
Like, this game was over a long time ago. Funny that it took him so long to realise what to do there as well. Like, yes, I'm still just playing 1 card a turn. Wow, where were you, like, 5 turns ago?
Oh, rude.
You have a very crackly microphone, I was going to point out.
Sorry, I have to apologise. Let's see if I can adjust. Is that any better?
I don't think it matters.
No, not
It's
this
going to be
point.
over very shortly. I think that about sums it up, doesn't it? Miss everything. That was, what was that? 1 in 3, 1 in 9, 1 in 27. Like, oh my god, 1 in 81 chance of doing that.
There's a lot about the coding and the RNG and thinking the staggering number of times you see them within, what was that? I'm thinking, yeah, there's something slightly up with the coding somewhere, I think.
Yeah. So this was entirely down to like who went first, plus the fact that everything in like hand cost 4 mana. It's like you can't possibly win. Yeah, let's have another 6 drop. So let's look at all the cards that I didn't see. Frostbolt. Yeah, there's plenty going on there. Plenty going on there at 2 and 3 I could have seen. Oh. But yeah, that's ultimately the difference. Even in that game, I get a Flame Strike back in the game.
Yeah. But that's again, isn't it? It's kind of very much, there's a lot of solid bodies there. It's going body, kill your guy, body, trade, put another body down, you go, okay, then unless I've got, a game changer that's going to take out 2 of your guys.
But previously, people would play around Flame Strike, right?
Yeah, quite right.
And nobody does anymore. They just go, whatever, dump everything out, and ultimately you never have a Flame Strike, so, they're right. And yet, when I dump my guys out, they consecrate, yeah, of course I've got it. Of course I got my class equivalent to Flame Strike.
It's that margin of good and bad play, isn't it? And before, bad play would be quite punishing, whereas now it can be very much, I'm just going to draft a load of moderately sized guides and some removal and just go face.
So, I mean, that arena, what I find now is, like, that arena I just drafted, there was nothing, like, game-breaking.
No.
Like, the number of cards you're genuinely really happy to see, I think, percentage-wise, has gone down dramatically.
I think they designed a lot of classes around the class cards, and the tournament said to Major, and look, Major's designed around removing threats, and not perhaps having as many quality minions, although it's got quite a few good ones. So it's saying, you need the Flame Strikes to be clearing the board at that moment when you're going, okay, then. Like, I've played a few of my little guys, and now I've got nothing left. And when you dilute it with a load of these other cards, a lot of these cards which are dependent on having mechs in play or having dragons, you suddenly end up with, you've got the guys who get those combos, and they've got double the effectiveness to the guys that don't get them. So suddenly it's like this sudden gulf between you get really good decks and really average decks, and there's not enough difference in the skill play to take your average decks against a bad player with a good deck and come out on top.
I feel like picking Mage is still really good, because if you get 2 Flame Strikes, you go 12 wins, because nobody plays around them.
Yeah.
I think, so it used to be that you draft a deck and you get somewhere between 4 and 8 wins consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, in the early days, I was consistently going, 7 wins, that's no problem every single time. But as people got better, if you got an average deck, you couldn't power it through.
No.
But now it feels, because everyone just thinks that everything else is just so generic. Like, you used to be scared of Argent Protector a lot.
Yeah. Because
you're like, if he bubbles his guy on turn 2, kills my guy, it's just game over. He has 2 guys, I have nothing. And now people are like, I'm not going to play around Argent Protector, I'm just going to go to the face every single time. Like, nobody plays around anything. I do generally get that feeling. And yeah, every time when I've done the same, I've not played around everything, they've got that card every time, which is crazy, really.
But you've got a rook of now, you can draft, relatively cheap big guys. I mean, you've got the 5/6 dragon, you've got the 6/6 dragon. You can literally, before you were thinking, it won't be till turn 6, turn 7 before I see big guys. Whereas now it can be turn 3 koi, 5-6 in play, or
I mean, the
turn
dragons
6
are
9-9. Yeah, but it's and you can literally people can just get to the point in the game they're going, yeah, big guy, big guy, big guy, and before you'd be punished because these cards would cost you 6, 7, 8 mana, and you were taking a risk that you'd get swarmed. Whereas there are far less swarm decks now. It seems to be the more it's kind of couple 2 drops, couple 3 drops, bang, big guys.
I find a lot of people just go to the face though. Like a lot of people just drop like lots of guys. I'm not sure some of them are necessarily slower. If anything, they're just more direct. You don't have to put the thought into play around stuff.
Or
like
there's
you
a
used
lot
to.
less. You ended up with having to take a Golsha Footman or or a 2-2 with Taunt.
But like the stuff like this piloted shredder here,
Yeah,
you want to see a lot of them.
yeah,
And it's the same with the Hungry Dragon. It's like you want to see a lot of them. So there's a lot of 4-drops that if you just get a bunch of, you're going to do very well in the game.
yeah.
Likewise, Bomb Lobber at 5 is ridiculous as a rare. Like, it's such a big tempo swing, because, they're putting down their 4-drop, and very often you're just trading off, and they just got their 4-drop and nothing else, and it just gets it out of the way and puts a 3/3 on there.
Yeah.
Like, my very first draft I had like this really average Pally deck, but it had 2 Bomb Lobbers in. And they were just fantastic.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, this guy's really good. I thought at first, it's just 3/3 for 5, and there's times when he's going to hit a 1/1.
That's it. Are you thinking random minion, and then suddenly you realise with a lot of the control play where you are leaving them with just 1 minion, it's like, I can quite easily control. And then on that turn 5.
If they have 4 minions, guess what? You don't play your Bomb Lobber.
Yeah.
You mop up a couple of minions and then go to town, really. Like Blackwing Corruptor's another one. Feels like you want to see him.
Yeah.
5 for a 5/4, and if you get lucky with a couple of dragons or something.
Well, so then you're looking at Fairy Dragon, the Draconoid, even that 3/5 dragon.
I believe there's quite a few dragons. There we go.
Yeah.
If you look in, obviously, Azor Drake, classified as a dragon. Yeah, but the Dragonling mechanic. Does that mean it's a mech, isn't it? It makes from.
Yeah, it makes
should be a dragon mech, right?
Always made me wonder why the 7/7 War Golem wasn't classed as a mech. Thinking surely, but no, apparently not.
But yeah, I quite like the game, but I feel now there's more based around like what you draft rather than outplaying the other guys.
Yeah, well, certainly we knew like you could draft an average deck and you'd be expecting anywhere between 5 to 8 wins, and think, yeah, that's normal. Whereas now you can draft a good deck and get 5 to 8 wins, expecting to get 12 with a good deck in it, and it won't get you to 12 unless you start drafting like Dr. Booms and the like.
I don't think it's really helped by the fact I think a lot of people now are sticking away from Arena because of either, they just don't want the packs, or the tide of losing. I think.
Yeah, well, I think it's
run
because
out of cash.
I was talking to Lee about it. I said because the last expansions come out, I think people have spent an awful lot of their spare gold on the expansion. So a lot of the perhaps in inverted commas casual players who saved up a bit have blown it on the expansion. What parts they can, and so they've shied away from doing much Arena. Whereas in reality, then you've got left other players that perhaps play a bit more Arena more seriously. So it's certainly nice seeing a lot more 3 wins, 4 wins, and a few less. I noticed even straight after it just come out, it was still quite easy to get 12 wins without too hardship. It's in the last kind of week or so, there's been a bit of a gulf and the difficulty level's ramped up. So there's clearly a lot of the casual players going, yeah, played the new cards, not really wowed. I'll wait until the next expansion comes out.
Are you saying I picked a bad time to come back? But if you look at all the commons now, like Flame Strike's fighting with a lot of them to pop up, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it used to be you were ridiculously unlucky if you didn't get 2 Flame Strikes in Arena.
Yeah, easily.
Even a Water Elemental, I mean, we didn't see any of those.
No, yeah, that's cracking. See, my last few ones thinking that if you now I'm thinking it's like, yeah, a Fireball, maybe a Poly, and that's it.
And often if you didn't get a Flame Strike, you sometimes got a Blizzard.
Yeah.
Like, poor man's Flame Strike.
But very good if you just go pure aggro, isn't it? Like Blizzard, hit you twice. Game over.
But you can't draft a theme because there's not enough of that theme.
No.
Like sometimes you could pick up a couple of Arcanists and a few secrets, and there's no guarantee you'll ever get a secret. You know, and you certainly can't draft mechs. It's funny how, like, I've played against people who've just gone like, you know, mech, and I've gone, okay. You know, me there looking at one mech and.
Yeah, it's that classic. It's that kind of the turn 2/2/3 mech, which means turn 3 they can drop a 4-power mech, and it's like, okay, how? Well, then, like I said, either you're just taking that chance early on of taking subpar mechs, or you're drafting conservatively and normally, and you get midway through the draft, and then they go, oh, amazing mech combo card, have no mechs. Take a chance, don't take a chance, and you know you take a chance, you're going to see no more mechs, so you pass it, and along they come.
But what do you think then? I mean, what are you kind of expecting when you play Arena? Like, yeah, you're happy with 4 wins now. I think you are, aren't you? Some of the times, because
well, you are in a lot of ways. You and me, we wouldn't be. I'm thinking if I get less than 7, I'm feeling as though okay, then I haven't really made progress. But like you said, but in the current environment, yeah, if there's clearly this kind of feeling that the moment I expect to win my first couple of matches, but even now you can be like 1 win up, and you're thinking, okay, I'm still good for another 2 or 3 matches where I really hit the hard decks, and you come up against decks and thinking, huh? that deck could be 12 wins, and you're playing it there, and then the next, and you'll be like a match down, and then the next deck will be quite similar. You're thinking, how am I seeing this kind of deck at 1-1? So to think of me getting 3 or 4 wins and being done is probably quite fair, but you're thinking, how are these decks down at this level? Are we playing at the wrong time? Clearly not, because we play at varying times, but obviously there's I don't know, maybe they just got rid of the bad cards out of the arena drafts and just gone, right, average and good cards, in which case, where are they? Because I'm not seeing them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's funny, there's like the only Arena I didn't record, I got to 6 wins, which I was kind of happy with.
Yeah.
And I've ended up sort of recording a couple and getting to 3 wins. But every time I've been thinking, there's nothing else I could have done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the question you always ask yourself, is like, could I have played better? Could I have picked better cards? And I'm not sure I could have picked any differently, or certainly in that last game, there's nothing you can do. You know, when your entire hand just says 4 mana, you're like, yeah, I'm going second, my entire hand's 4 mana, that's it.
It's some of the interaction of classes, because at the moment I'm seeing a lot of mage, an awful lot of mage, a bit of paladin, a bit of shaman. But if I see anything else, if I see like a hunter or a rogue or a priest, it's incredibly a rarity. And it seems to be, unless you can deal with someone dropping a 5/6 on turn 4, or dropping a 3/2 with Wind Fury on turn 1, you're utterly scuppered. There seems to be a lot more of these incredibly efficient cards that literally say, okay, deal with me now, otherwise you're at half health very quickly. And in which case, and then you just like you're too low down for the trade-off later in the game. Seems to be some very, very strong, cheap cards. Whereas you're thinking a lot of some decks, especially for instance like Priest, where they want the longer matches, and they're utterly scuppered because they're never going to get to games that go to 10 turns. Or if they do, the game is pretty much already done for by then.
But like with Priest, you had to have a Holy Nova or two.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that, you couldn't ever get back into those games.
No. And definitely some taunts, because you were trying to get the value out of your hero power and just heal up and try and then 2 for 1. Otherwise, you were constantly going, okay, then I'm getting hit in the face, kill that guy, get hit in the face again.
Yeah, the lack of taunts that you get offered now is definitely an issue that speeded the game up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I lost, in one of my videos, to a guy who just went, like, Sludge Belcher, and then played a duplicate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you go nowhere for
fight
3
past
turns.
3 Sludge Belchers.
Yeah.
And you just have like generic schmo, because of course you've got no tricks. You don't have that strong a hand, so when your opponent does something ridiculous, you just go, yeah, that beats me. Whereas previously you could go, well, I still got a polymorph in my deck, and other things. Still got a flame strike. You could recover from ridiculous things, and you almost can't now. Given the average sort of
Like
strength of your cards.
Both the kind of the pilot cards, it's the death rattle cards that summon another minion, because now it's like, okay, even if I can kill your minion or trade, I've got this second wave of minions to deal with.
Now the funny thing is, I did a game before. I'm not gonna play another one here, and and so he he got the piloted shredder. Let's just dig it out here for the one person who hasn't seen it. And what was the random 2-cost card he got? Millhouse Manastorm. I was like, you're got to be kidding me. 4 mana for a 4/3 followed by a 4/4. That's pretty good.
What was that? Well, I nipped in because I had the quest for spectator match onto one of yours, and you had the legendary net guy. Yeah, Sneed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, and what did you get off yours?
I got this guy down here at 3 mana.
Yeah. And then your opponent plays it.
Yeah. Oh, it was good times that.
And then plays one of the few times we've actually seen an efficient use of rebirth. Normally, thinking any other kind of draft, you'd be like, naff card. There it is.
So I got Tinkmaster Oversmark off off the shredder, and then he got he got Sylvanas.
Sylvanas, yeah. I'm like, RNG is not with you today, Graham.
Oh, really? That's ridiculous.
Obviously, skill-based game.
Yeah, but you look at all the legends here, and it just decides whether you win or lose. I mean, this is one of the worst ones.
Yeah. You can go up there, I'm not fussy.
Even Millhouse is better than him.
Yeah.
But then there's so many fatties. I mean, look at
Well,
all of these fatties. Like
yeah.
Sneed's old shredder is such a bomb because of all these fat guys and all the neutrals and all the class-specific ones. Like Van Cleef's and Vol'jin's probably the only super poor ones. Okay, maybe Bolvar, but all of these are huge.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at the size of them. And then your Sneeds dies and you get a 3/3 and you're like, good game. That's skill right there, isn't it? But it's not like you're ever not going to take Sneeds when it's offered to you.
Well, that's it.
You go, that's a Sneeds. Bang, I'm playing it.
Unless your opponent's kind of got a polymorph or a hex, you're like, I'm getting value out of this card.
Yeah, and because there's no silencers as well, really, anymore. I mean, you can't even afford to take an owl.
No.
Just dies to too much and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I saw you the other day with Dr. Boom.
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
That was after you'd already beaten a guy as well. He's like at 8 life, and it was like,
Yeah.
and then you drew Doctor Boom, and I was like, oh, I think you only got
Yeah.
like 8,
I
7
only
or
got-
8 wins with that deck as well.
Yeah, it
was
wasn't a lot.
ridiculous.
And I thought, that's going to go the whole way. And he's like, no, because I gave him against another guy with his own Doctor Boom
Yeah.
and the other 7-man guy, the Neptulon one. And he's like, Doctor Boom. And the next two is like, Neptulon. Okay, then. I appear to be losing the card advantage battle here quite badly.
No. I mean, do you know, a little bit of me wants them to introduce Classic Arena again, just with the vanilla cards.
I think there's got to be a certain. I'd like to see, like a lot of people, I'd like to see a lot less of the RNG cards in Arena. You just say, look, you have these in fun games, they are fun cards, great. But in that kind of, you want there always to be a skill element, right? You need a certain element of class cards because you can design much better orientated decks than you're going, right, at least out of every single pick there'll always be one class card. And you're hopefully giving people, a fair shot at. The problem is then you're going to argue Mage or Dominate. If Mage starts to get its hands regularly on Flame Strikes, you can, then if it's already a strong class, people just go, okay, then if I'm not playing Mage, I'll just retire and have another go. So you need to even up across the board for the other classes, but you need more of those, and then a lot less of these RNG cards. Or if you're going to have the things like the mechs and the dragons, you need to limit the card pool so that you're regularly drawing a lot of those cards. Maybe they will start changing it so that Arena isn't every single expansion or whatever. Maybe it will be just like you said, not unlike Magic the Gathering. So you will have a standard set.
The thing is, as it is at the moment, you can make like a Dragon Paladin deck for Constructed, and you can make like a Mech Mage deck for Constructed, but you can't get remotely close to anything like that for Arena.
No.
And if you do, you've got to first of all take a ridiculous risk by picking up those cards early, knowing that you might not get offered anymore.
Well, it's like the 5/5 dragon guy, isn't it? It's got a dragon hand.
So if you do that and you don't get the other stuff, then it's just crap. It's like, okay. And secondly, you've got to take that risk, and then secondly, which won't work out most of the time, you've just wasted your gold. And then secondly, you've got to be ridiculously lucky, because if those cards do turn up, your deck's phenomenal. So it's almost as if right there you're saying this is going to be 1 win or 9 wins.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between. And it's the same with that mage. It's like so many of those games. If I had 2 flame strikes, I'm probably going 6, 7, 8 wins. As my opponent's just throwing everything out, and I'm going, yep, that's fine. That beats me.
Yeah.
But I think the plan now is to try and get to sort of 5 wins, unfortunate as it might sound. I'm not sure you can reliably get close to 7 anymore.
No, which is saying a lot really in terms of the rewards for Arena. You used to count on 7 for you at least getting your gold back and making a pack.
Yeah.
The question now becomes if you can't reliably get to 7 anymore, are people just going to go, Arena's not worth it?
Well, I think what you have to do is forcing everyone now to play more Constructed. It's like
Possibly, yeah.
I've got to play Constructed. I've got to do my daily, get my 40 or 60 gold that way, get like 6 wins in Constructed, and then maybe I can play in Arena. But Arena still Arena has to be fun for people to want to play it.
Yeah.
And Arena used to be a lot of fun. Now my 4 games I've played so far since I've come back, I got 6 wins with Paladin, 3 wins twice, and I think it was 5 wins. I got once. And so, I've done average with the 3 wins.
Yeah.
But I've not felt like I was going to go much further with those decks. I mean, one mage top decked a Pyroblast and just went 10 to the face on the turn before I killed him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking
yeah.
that should be a lot rarer now that somebody does that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's more
well,
epics, but you know, there it goes. It still happens to you.
yeah. Well, you almost feel as though you're thinking that, and now you potentially, most times you'd pass on the pyro. You go, not worth the effort. There's far more better minions that are more efficient for
Too
my
slow.
damage. Yeah, than that.
I mean, I was never a huge fan of pyro, as
Nah.
we all knew. It was always like, yeah, it's too slow. Certainly at 10 mana. I think, wasn't that 8 originally? Am I imagining that, or was it always 10?
I think no. I think you might be right. Actually, I think it might well have gone up.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm sure there was a nerf on pyro. I still remember.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was
complaining
cost
about
because we were still going still good at 10 for the format as it was back in Classic, which is you could just draft small guys and damage and go to face.
But you know, I feel I'm still learning. I'm not sure, like, how fast or how slow a deck you can afford to go for, but it definitely feels like, I mean, that aspect of the game still applies, where if you go second and you mulligan, you get a slow hand, that's it, you're dead. Yeah. In the old days, you had a chance at recovering because there was flame strikes about. Yeah.
I think it's very much those sort of cards that you're playing that are, you know, you play it, it kills your opponent's creature, it leaves you something on the board. Those kind of the instant 2-for-1s. If you haven't got plenty of those to turn a game around, then you are literally tossing a coin, and this is where you're coming out with 3 and 4 wins and not getting any further, because RNG just says, yeah, half the time you're going to get some okay cards, half the time your opponent's going to get some okay cards. But the moment the game's turned, there's no getting back into it, because you, like I said there, you can't count on drawing a consecrate or a flame strike, so you are just literally hit your guy.
It used to be a mage needed to have like 3 frostbolts.
Yeah,
you had to be able to go frostbolt, play something else to keep them in the game as well when they were behind.
Whereas now, getting ahead in the tempo, you know, it's lethal now, and you don't worry so much about overextending because you're getting odds.
You don't care about overextending anymore. It's like he's not going to flame strike me.
So I think that's probably possibly one of the reasons why the games are getting quicker in that respect, because people don't play carefully or slowly anymore. So the bad players that used to not care and got punished for it aren't getting punished anymore. They're just like, stuff on board, can you deal with it? No, you can't, I win. Whereas before it'd be like, I'll hold back anyway, just like we used to do, didn't we?
Yeah.
If you made and you didn't get a flame strike, you didn't have to worry, because your opponent still had to play around flame strike.
Still had to play around it every time. And now, every time I didn't get a flame strike, they never even made the slightest attempt.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, surely 3 guys are enough. No, 4th and 5th. We're going to end it now.
Yeah. Dear, dear.
Anyway, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. But I'm hoping to get a few more Pally videos like recorded, because I got 6 wins with Pally, and it wasn't a great Pally deck. Just had 2 bomb lobbers in. It had 2 bomb lobbers and 3 brewmasters.
There's some nice interactions though with the Paladin card. I mean, Paladin's always been a synergy deck, hasn't it? But there's some nice ones now with like Muster and Warlords and things.
Had a muster. It did have a muster.
It's very nice kind of
Warlord.
to do turn 3 muster, and again it's that tempo thing, isn't it? I can kill your guy with 1/1 and a weapon and carry on rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Adds a little bit of value to those 2 3s.
Yeah.
Rather than the 3 2s. Anyway, it was interesting. You know, we didn't get a great result here, but I'm not sure there was a whole lot I could have done differently.
No, to be fair, we looked at the cards and went, yeah, there's nothing amazing there.
Maybe next time. Once people have complained enough that I'm not winning, I'll get some luck. But I think if I do a 0 win or a 1 win, I'm just not going to record it. I'm going to be like, it's not even worth watching. Like if you just get picks that are just so bad. You know, I had one just before I did one with you there, and the video screwed up at the start. It missed the first couple of picks, yeah,
Yeah.
And so people looked at the cards I'd already took, and the rare, that's forced on you, pick one. I took Demolisher, which kind of sums up
Yeah.
what those other two cards must have been. It would have been like a target dummy and an angry chicken. You're like, yeah, okay.
That's the thing. Target dummy. Why is target dummy rare? Who designs these things?
I think the answer to that question is, why is target dummy rare? The answer is, why target dummy?
True.
Why does it exist?
Someone's gone, we're 2 cards short of the set, quick. Search around in the bin.
I mean, you've got to have, it was something Richard Garfield said a long time ago about Magic the Gathering. He said you got to have good cards and bad cards as well. It's important to have, bad cards in a set. You can't just have people opening everything up and just getting good cards all the time. But I think target dummy is stretching that concept of a bad card, really, a bit too far. Anywho, I know it's late for you, getting up to 1 a.m.
It is a tad. The children will be waking soon.
So I think it's a good spot to love you and leave you, but I'll definitely be checking out, when you're doing the arenas yourself, seeing how you're getting up to there.
See how many mages and paladins I can find.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the way forward, and getting legendaries and good cards, but wasn't to be today. Wipes a tear from my eye.
I think that's the way forward now, isn't it? It's going to be that 12 wins where you think, oh, we're really good. 12 wins, yeah, not too uncommon. And it's like, now that's the dream again, to get 12 wins in the current climate.
Yeah, I think I might have to end up doing some constructed videos if I run out of gold now.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. It's like I've got 2,000 because I spent 6,000 gold on goblins cards when they came out.
Okay.
And and didn't pick the game up for like five odd months because my computer was just terrible. I was like, yeah, I can't even play Hearthstone and record. I mean, this one's fine, it does everything, but so this 2,000 gold here, this would have been a lot of gold had I kept playing, but it isn't.
No, I took a bit of a break really until this last expansion. And thought paid for it all in gold. So I was, like I said, I was left about 1,500 gold left, and expecting doing dailies, do a few arenas. I'll steadily build it up, and it's eked down to about 800 now. I'm thinking, okay, I can't make gold purely from arena anymore. It's like, right.
Yeah. The thing is, I have no problem. Like a lot of people, pay to win, this, that, and the other. I have no problems buying their expansions when they come out, because you want to, if a game's good, you want to support it, right?
Yeah. Well, you will pay to play a good game, and that's the crux of it. If you enjoy it, why not pay? There are an awful lot of games out there. I feel if you don't want to play something else. If you do want to play something you enjoy, no qualms in supporting it. It promotes more value out of your game because they're probably going to carry on adding things to it. And like I said, the amount of time I've certainly spent playing this, I don't begrudge paying, a few pounds. And the fact that, like I said, I can get away with paying very little more often than not for the pleasure I get out of it and the time I've spent.
Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered Blackrock Mountain because I knew that I was going to buy it all. I didn't want to use the gold. It's like, well, I kind of need the gold. I haven't touched heroic mode yet, so I just basically did all the regular things. Here we go. Here's how you can tell I haven't touched heroic mode. As everything's just unlocking here. So but I did all of the class challenges, which were fun.
Yeah.
There was a couple. I think the chamois one, I lost like 3 times in a row at the start. I was like, how are you meant to win this one? And then I just, everything. And then I'd done the 4th time. I drew all the cards in the right order and just destroyed him.
Yeah.
In like 4 turns or something. But there were other ones that you couldn't possibly lose even if you tried.
Yeah.
Like the mage one, it was so ridiculously hard to lose.
Oh yeah, it was the portal one, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I pre-ordered that just to get the background and the card backs and stuff like that. Should probably use the card backs, right?
That's it. Look professional.
But you notice there's a lot of card backs I don't have from like my 5 months of not playing.
I think most people say either you've got the classic or you've got the most recent of the constructed ones. But I say me, I partway through the heroics, but I refuse to kind of read the guides. One of those kind of things. One of the few challenges left in the game of work it out for yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I think with the heroic, not looking at a guide, and I haven't yet. So, but some of them, like for about most of them on regular, I just used like priest control deck.
Yeah.
And it didn't really matter what kind of. And then there was a few decks that you went, actually, yeah, I need to shift some cards out here. Like, you put in that deck full of legendaries for the brawl.
Some random new one, yeah.
But on heroic, I feel that you're going to be looking at some of those cards and going, I've got to spend some money to to actually beat this.
Yeah, well, a few of them are quite and that's what I like. I mean, I think because the AI we discussed before, the AI on some of them isn't amazing, so they've ramped up the difficulty to compensate. But the end kind of result is, something on a few that I've beaten, I felt almost that you've cheated because you've beaten it because the AI's done a bit of sort of screwy things, and you felt that if the AI hadn't done, there was no way to possibly beat the decks. So interesting. I guess a little bit more work to do on that, but kind of beat it any way you can. But I felt at least I did it on my own without reading guides.
Anyway, I thought we'd chat for this long just to basically troll all the people who go like, oh, an hour 40, this is going to be a good video.
That's it, we got to 10 wins, we skipped the rest.
And then they're going to be like, 3 wins? And like 1 hour of chat afterwards.
Probably have to warn them.
No, but...
mystery.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to wrap
it
up.
Is,
anyway. But, hopefully I'll play a few more arenas and get a little bit sort of better look with what I'm picking. It'd be interesting to see at that moment that I get a good deck, like how far you can go with it. Because it feels like everyone's got weaker decks now than what they had in vanilla.
Yeah. It'd be quite interesting to see just how, as you start getting to like past the 7 wins, just how silly the other decks have to be to get that far. Anyway, like you said.
Craig, good talking to you, and to everyone else, for the 3 people who've managed to stick with us through to the end. That's optimistic, maybe only 2. I don't know. We'll see you next time. So from Craig and myself, ta-ta.
Goodbye.